I'm here with my dog, my teammate. I'm super, super hyped to have my girl here. Two-time WNBA All-Star, Kelsey Mitchell. What's good with it?
What's up?
7 years for different coaches. A playoff drought that felt like it would never end. Kelsey Mitchell's journey with the Indiana Fever has been anything but simple. But everything changed when the 2024 season arrived.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Oh, me, I'm a Midwestern girl, born and raised in Cincinnati, Ohio. 513 kid. It's kind of tough to come out of where I come from because it's so small, and so you get what you get. It's kind of a dense city. It's like a Miami or like a Atlanta, so you kind of get what you get. And so I grew up hooping through my family. I come from a family dynamic of just sports. My dad was he went to school to play football. So he met my mom at Eastern Kentucky.
Okay.
And that's how I was brought into this world.
Shout out to your parents, though. Shout out to your parents.
In a candid, eye-opening interview with teammate Erica Wheeler that has the basketball world buzzing, Mitchell finally opens up about her roller coaster career and the spark behind the Fever's resurgence. From the heartbreak of last season to the thrill of becoming a WNBA All-Star to her real thoughts on Caitlin Clark and the fans, Kelsey isn't holding anything back. Get ready to hear how one player's arrival transformed not just a team, but Mitchell's entire outlook on the game. Let's dive in.
Basketball was just always a safe haven. I kind of took it from there, just, utilized what I knew about it. And that's how I knew what my lifestyle was, just through hoop. I had friends through hoop. I just, you kind of gain a lifestyle, and the rest was kind of history.
Yeah.
I look back at it now, I went from Cincinnati and I went up the street to Columbus, to Ohio State University. And I was always a homebody, but I knew I wanted to get out of Cincinnati. That was clear. And once I became a Buckeye, I kind of chose being a Buckeye.
Imagine this. You're Kelsey Mitchell, the number 2 overall pick in the 2018 WNBA draft. You're ready to take the league by storm, ready to lead your franchise to glory. But instead of championship celebrations, you're met with season after season of losses. That was Kelsey's reality for years as a member of the Indiana Fever.
You both been here for a number of years, right?
Yeah.
Y'all done been through the tough years. Well, you really got to grind it out. Tough season.
What, you had 7 years here?
All 7.
All 7. You ain't never been to another
Fever
team.
girl.
7 years and how many years?
So I was here from 2015 to...
She was my vet.
Hey, wait. Wait.
She was.
Don't count my age right now on TV. Don't do that. Don't do me like that. You know what I mean? I still look good for my age.
When Mitchell first arrived in Indiana, she was filled with potential and promise. The Fever believed they had found their next superstar, but the challenges ahead were far greater than anyone expected. Season after season, the wins never came. The Fever missed the playoffs not just once or twice, but 7 straight years. One season was so brutal they finished with only 5 wins. But through all the disappointment, Mitchell's brilliance never faded. From 2018 to 2023, she averaged over 16 points per game, half a decade of elite. Consistent scoring in the middle of constant chaos.
First 3 years, you can kind of sum it up. You ain't got to give me a long story. I was there with you for 2 of them. So kind of give me what that rough patch was like, and then we can kind of skip through and get to where you at right now.
But individual success can only cover up so much team frustration. Mitchell, ever the competitor, began questioning her future in Indiana. The points were piling up, the accolades kept coming, but deep down something was missing. In her own words, the points were the points. The accolades were accolades. But it wasn't enough. That team-winning team, not individual team. You can feel the hunger for real collective success in every word.
That was from my year 1 through 3.5. Well, let me just say this. I went through my 7 years in Indy. I've had 4 head coaches. So that within itself was kind of no one really knows what an experience of the black stick at the bottom. Trust me, I've been there. Trust me. So I was, that's really how it started,
Now let's talk about stability, or the complete lack of it. Imagine trying to build a championship contender when the blueprint keeps changing. That's what Mitchell endured. For head coaches in 7 years. For voices. For systems. For visions. How do you find your footing when the entire foundation keeps shifting beneath you?
I left, it was still a rebuild stage. So different coaches got hired. And I think that at that point, we was trying to figure out whether I was keep swimming or if I would sink individually. I'll be honest. I didn't know what would happen in my career. I didn't know how it would turn out because the points were the points, the accolades were the accolades, but it wasn't enough.
That team winning. Team, not individual, team.
Yeah. And anybody that want to compete and be a winner, you know,
it's about team.
This is where Kelsey Mitchell's true character shines brightest. Many players would have demanded a trade or let their effort fade. Not Mitchell. Her work ethic became legendary inside the Fever organization. First one in the gym, last one out, day after day, loss after loss. She kept grinding, kept improving, kept believing. Her determination only grew stronger. She made a decision that would define her career. She chose to stay and be part of the solution. Loyalty in the good times is common. Loyalty in the darkest years is rare.
Fortunate. And I just think the hand I was dealt was like, you know, I trusted in the organization in different ways, from like the management and the people that they brought in. And so I just kind of like trusted the wave. And so I look back on trusting that wave now, and now you know, I'm here. I don't know what.
You really started over 4 times though.
I did.
Like every time you get a new coach, you kind of really start over because you got to build that relationship with that coach. Although the coach know who you are, they know the players they have in the locker room. It's a different ball game for sure.
I was in survival mode when I put my back against the wall, and so what everybody see now is just I've always been a fighter. You know, I've always kind of had to compete and find a different way to.
And in 2023, that loyalty finally paid off. After years of individual greatness overshadowed by team struggles, Mitchell received the recognition she truly deserved, her first WNBA All-Star selection. It was a moment of triumph, a celebration not just of her talent, but of her resilience through years of adversity.
I didn't know what All-Star was going to look like for me. I never really put it on not necessarily, it wasn't a goal. I just knew I needed to train and do what I need to do to keep my name. Like I said, you in defense mode and everything you do at that point. And so when I got the first, and I was like, really? You know, I got a call from the WNBA. You know, you get the call.
Bro, but like you wasn't even hype. You were just I'm going to WNBA. I said, what? I'm like, hold on. I'm in the locker room like, yo. Hey, I'm like, what's up? Hey, I'm like,
man. And it's so crazy. Like, I downplayed it.
No, so bad. I need you to know. Hello, no. I need you to know you downplayed it so bad.
But even as she enjoyed that milestone, Mitchell's focus remained on the bigger picture. She looked back on her journey with honesty and clarity, understanding how far she had come and how far she still wanted to go.
I always got my back dirty. Man, there was never a time
like that.
Hey, that's a good one.
I like that.
I always got my back dirty. Hold on, let me put that in my pocket.
I like that.
I always got my back dirty. Hold on, quote that. I always got my back dirty.
I've always had to it. And you can kind of relate because, you know, you've had to go to different places and, you know, get a spot. For me, it was about keeping my name at least, or my game relevant to, you know, enough to have value.
Those reflections paint the picture of a player who never took shortcuts, who fought for every inch of respect she earned. In 2024, Mitchell reached an entirely new level, posting career highs across the board. 19.2 points per game, shooting 46.8% from the field, and an incredible 40.2% from deep. These weren't just impressive stats. They were superstar numbers. But as her star rose higher, tragedy came crashing down at the worst possible moment.
Oh, it's been a difficult year for me from a standpoint of like personal. You know, I lost my dad 5 or 6 months ago, so that was tough. And I look back on my year now, Dub, and I'm just so grateful to be here again because I never thought, you know, for one, to be doing it without a parent.
Yeah.
I think anybody that come from a 2-parent home don't know what that's like, or just, you know, lovable parents in general.
Right.
And, you know, when I lost that, I didn't know what was going to happen.
The 2024 season was supposed to be Mitchell's crowning achievement. But just as she prepared for what became the best year of her career, heartbreak struck. In March, she lost her father, her OG best friend, her biggest supporter, the man who taught her to love the game. This wasn't just losing a parent. It was losing her anchor.
I miss my dad so much now because he was the only person that reminded me what that worth was like. And so he was aggressive and hard on me, but it came in a position of now I don't need nobody to tell me. I don't want nobody because when I needed saving, nobody saved me.
Suddenly, the sport that had always been her escape felt unbearable. Mitchell found herself at a painful crossroads, questioning everything she had worked for. In a raw and emotional moment, She admitted, "I didn't know what would happen next, if I was going to play this season, or how I was supposed to." The grief was so heavy she genuinely considered stepping away from basketball altogether.
Go through certain things, it hit home, a part of your heart's, broken, and you look back on it, some of the hours that I put in the gym, I couldn't even calculate them because I felt so much pain and trauma. Like, I felt so much pain. Like, I felt so much like, I worried about my mom. I worried about how she feel now that she didn't have a significant other. I worried about my siblings. My brother was overseas. My sister was trying to figure out life outside of her 9-to-5 job and what she wanted to do. And she had got into coaching and relied on my dad for some stuff. And so we all had a piece ripped from us, and we didn't know how it was going.
And then, in her darkest moment, something unexpected happened. Her teammates became her lifeline. The Fever locker room wrapped her in support, refusing to let her face the storm alone. At the center of that support was none other than rookie sensation Caitlin Clark. Clark's energy, positivity, and belief lifted Mitchell in ways she didn't expect. A rookie helping a veteran heal. That's the beauty of team sports.
I look better now, gang. I look at our lockers and stuff every day. I just be like, dang, I'm here today.
Well,
so I be grateful, man.
Man, listen, I'm in there with you, and I'm telling you, man, you're doing a hell of a job. You show up and do your job every day. Sometimes I got to get in, but that comes with the territory. You know what I mean?
Who would I be if I didn't yank Doug's chain?
Hey, but I'm telling you, man, you're doing a hell of a job.
I appreciate you, gang, for sure.
As Mitchell put it, I had a village of 11 other ladies who met me in places I didn't think I was capable of going. That sisterhood became her anchor. The reason she stepped back on the court with strength she wasn't sure she still had.
I had a village when, life had hit, because my dad was a big piece of like a lot of stuff in the city. And so it affected people in different ways that I didn't even imagine.
Mitchell's path back to basketball wasn't just about teammates. It was also about courage. She made the powerful decision to seek therapy, committing fully to her mental health. "I took therapy really serious," she said. "There's nothing like laying your problems out and not being judged." That emotional work became essential in processing her grief and rediscovering her passion for the game.
Oh, I got therapy. Therapy was icing on the cake. I got with the Pacers facility, St. Vincent, the Fever. Before the season I got started, and I took therapy really serious. Shout out to the doc, man. He was the therapist because, it's nothing like laying your problems on people and shit. They don't judge you.
Hey, for real.
Like, you just lay it on them, and it just kind of helped me. I did it day by day, and I got into scripture, and God Himself was the main thing, though. Like, the more and more I got closer to the word and the purpose, everything got easier.
As the season continued, something remarkable happened. Mitchell's game transformed. She began channeling her emotion into every possession, every shot, every drive, every defensive stand. Basketball became her release and her tribute to her father. Her already elite skill set exploded to new heights. Her fire was undeniable, her determination unmatched. Every game felt like a declaration to the league, to her team, and most importantly, to herself.
I feel like the stick at the bottom of the barrel is kind of like, you're fighting for it, defending whatever, legacy you got left, and trying to figure it out how to beat where we at now. And so, I think we got a chance to do something special.
Looking back on the season, Mitchell's gratitude is overwhelming. "I think it was worth it," she said. "The work I put in and being here for 7 years, I hoped it would come to this point. And I'm excited. This wasn't just about stats or success. It was about surviving the storm and coming out stronger."
Everybody watching Indy. Everybody trying to see what's going on.
America's team? Dallas Cowboys, I'm sorry.
Oh my God!
Yeah, might be now.
Might be.
I'm joking. Dak Prescott.
No, seriously.
Just don't fall off like the Cowboys.
We in it right now where I tell everybody, I say I feel like Indiana is the new Hollywood. Everybody wants to sit courtside. Everybody wants to get to the games to see us play.
Mitchell's journey is a reminder that behind every highlight and box score is a human being with pain, resilience, and hope. So why did she re-sign with the Fever? And what does she truly think of Clark and the fans? Picture this. The most hyped rookie in WNBA history, Caitlin Clark, arrives in Indiana. The whole basketball world watches. Would Clark overshadow the 7-year veteran? Would the torch be snatched or shared?
But I look back to where I've never been a part of a playoff, so I don't know what that's going to look like for me personally. But I think everything that I've been through in my life, I gotta treat it like it's basketball, man. I gotta, take it on like I would anything else, any other game. And I think right now is the time that you can't get caught lacking. You can't go out to sleep. It's the easiest time. And I'm, just trying to stay focused on what's right. You know how I go, keep the main thing. But I feel confident about what we could do. I do. I feel like we got a chance to do something special if we, do right by it, obviously. But
At first, there were growing pains, but after the All-Star break, everything clicked. Instead of a rivalry, we got a partnership. Both players averaged an identical 19.2 points per game, a perfect backcourt balance. And Clark's playmaking unlocked opportunities Mitchell had never experienced. Suddenly, defenses couldn't focus solely on her. The spacing was better, the rhythm smoother. It was a revelation.
How was that? This is your second one?
yeah.
Back to back. Talk to
Second
me.
one.
Wait. Back to back. Talk to him. Come on, man. No, seriously though, when it's back to back, that just proves people like y'all should have never been overlooked at me anyways. You know what I mean? It's back to back, and even now, the numbers is up even more. Like the efficiency is out this world. From your previous years, from last year, I think you are like a 7 or a 10% jump. That ain't them small numbers, but them big numbers in basketball, bro.
Yeah,
Big numbers.
I appreciate
This is a Clark effect. Her fire, her edge, her competitiveness. It was contagious. For Mitchell, it felt like a jolt straight to her basketball soul. After years of grind and frustration, she finally felt energized again. The numbers backed it up: career-high efficiency, career-high shooting, and most importantly, wins. The Fever doubled their win total and ended their long playoff drought. For the first time in her WNBA career, Mitchell tasted postseason action.